What's shaking, guys? It's Feldy bringing me another MTG Obsession video, and today we have a community quip with the one and only Mr. TWIDDLER. What's shaking, brother?
How's it going? How's it going, Feldy, man? That's awesome.
It is going really well. I, in honor of you, specifically wore my Auburn gear today. I knew you saw it. I had to point it out. First thing, I just had to. So if you don't know, I went to Auburn, and TWIDDLER is a Georgia fan. And so Georgia won the national championship in college football. Not that anybody cares on the Magic channels, but it's a fun little rivalry that we have. And I always have to just support my Tigers when I have.
Listen, I might give you a hard time, but SEC is still SEC. That's all I got to say.
That is true. That is
if Georgia wasn't in there and Auburn was in there, I'd be pulling for Auburn. So
yeah, exactly. I mean,
let it be known. I'm an SEC man. So.
That's how I am too.
Even the
unless it's Alabama.
yeah. If it's Alabama, I'm rooting against. That's the only SEC team I'm rooting against. Right.
Half my audience just left because they're all probably Alabama fans. Anyway, I kid.
Roll Crash Tide.
So for those who don't know you, I know a lot of the community, a lot of my viewers already know you, but for those who might just be exploring this channel or you for the first time, give me a little bit about yourself, my friend.
All right. My name is the TWIDDLER, and the name of my, I guess you could say my stream and everything is TWIDDLER's Place. So it's funny because I was, I guess back about 6 to 8 months ago now, I had all my Magic shoved up under my bed for the last 10, 15 years, saw a stream of somebody doing a pool game in Pokemon nonetheless. And I was like, man, that is awesome. So I thought, I'm pretty vibrant. I've got a good charismatic personality. I used to do radio and stuff like that. So maybe that's something I could do. So I pulled it all out, told my wife I was going to town because she kept bugging me to sell the stuff and get rid of it, get it out from under the bed.
She's like, get it.
And she was right. She was right. Don't get me wrong. She was right. I needed to get rid of it. But this gave me motivation. So I pulled it all out, sorted through it, took all the rares, put them aside for something we'll discuss later. And then I just kind of went to town, kind of putting everything for last, I don't know, 6 to 8 months, putting it together in a manner where I could present it just like I saw that stream. And then one thing led to another, lots of money spent, all kinds of audio and video equipment and whatnot. And holy crap, I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. So you know what? But here's the good thing. So far, it has been successful and sold out every time. So I've been able to put a little bit away to pay off that debt, so I don't pay $8,000 for a $600 camera in interest, and just kind of putting it all together and all. I'm having a great time doing it, and the community has been so supportive.
It is a really fun game. If you haven't checked it out, you guys, I'm gonna put the link up there right now.
Somewhere up there.
And then it's also going to be in the description, obviously. But yeah, so, okay, as another YouTuber, trust me, I feel you on the amount that you drop on just the equipment alone. People don't even understand the setup and the lighting and like all. You can see I have this gigantic window. I'm like trying to make sure my lighting, it's just all crazy. So, right? So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that happens within YouTube and the universe, plus then the actual cost. So I get it. But I want to know, okay, let's backtrack real quick. How the hell did you stumble upon a Pokemon channel of a game poll? Like what in God's earth? Like, you don't seem like the person that would be playing Pokemon or searching for Pokemon.
I'm not at all. I just, I'm not a big Facebook person fan. I never have been. I was a big Twitter fan, and I was on there tweeting. And something told me maybe I should start, because Twitter tends to be all the things you don't talk about on Facebook with all of your family, basically.
Yeah.
Facebook's for sharing post photos, so on and so forth, with family, people
the older
classmates,
generation.
Exactly, classmates, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then Twitter is where you can make up kind of a personality or kind of pick something and kind of dive into it to really kind of build your audience.
Yeah.
And I won't go into what mine was because it's been deleted since, and we'll leave it at that. Because I don't need it to negatively affect what I've got going on now, or positively affect in any way. It depends.
Somebody is totally digging right now. They're like, okay, we are totally looking up this guy.
You won't find TWIDDLER in there anywhere. So anyways, all right. So I was on and I started getting into the video aspect of stuff, kind of looking at different things going on because, you know, my wife, for some reason I said, hey, honey, you should take a Mrs. Twiddler, by the way, you should take a look at TikTok, man. It's got lots of things on it. Your daughters are on it. So check out their videos. Next thing I know, she's addicted to TikTok and all these videos.
It happens.
What happens? She gets me addicted to TikTok and flipping through all these videos. So now I've become a video guy.
It's like
so
a vortex, man.
I know. So, so I'm flipping through those and I'm on Facebook. We won't say where, but I'm on Facebook a lot at different places. And I tend to, when I'm there, flip through those videos. And I stumbled upon a guy who had this big elaborate setup. There's a big wheel in the background, spin wheel, and all these numbered cards and everything in front of him and all these things set up. I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Let me watch this. And the guy was so entertaining. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and plug him if you don't mind.
Go for it.
His name is, if you guys are into Pokemon, go check out Firehand Legends on Facebook. He's only Facebook. Firehand Legends. And this guy is awesome. He does a mystery pull game with Pokemon. And I started watching the way he was doing his thing. And I was like, holy crap, this is, and I'm not a Pokemon fan, but he was entertaining me. Him and his wife are sitting there. So, I mean, literally, I've kind of almost duplicated what he's done. But mine's different. I had to throw some different elements in there. So, but that's, I was so intrigued by it. I'm not a Pokemon guy, and I bought $30 worth of product from him.
That's awesome.
So I started texting him and asking him questions, and he was a very, very open guy. He was he's the guy who actually told me, listen, buy this, the Blue Yeti microphone, buy this. You could go out, if you want to keep it cheap, go out and buy you some Hero 8, Hero 9, Hero 10 cameras, so on and so forth. You know, kind of giving me tips and everything. And then of course, after my first show, after I lit everything up horribly, I might add to begin with, I met you.
Start somewhere. We start somewhere.
I stumbled upon you, and then you and I ever since have basically since I think November, late October. I think it was November when I did my first stream. Yeah. And ever since then, you and I have hit it off, and just man, it's been a ride for the last going on 4 months now.
Yeah, the funny thing is we actually found each other on the Facebook, like MTG players group. I think I just responded back to a post that you made, and then we just kind of hit it off as friends. And it was just really cool for the love of the game, and like obviously being content creators. It's just cool to like have a chemistry, and there is like this weird brotherhood of like content creators, which I know a lot of other like YouTube fans have become YouTubers now. And so it's a kind of like a fraternity in a weird way, but
it just kind of seems like what we're all doing is encouraging other people to get into it too.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic and phenomenal.
Absolutely.
But if anybody's watching this and is thinking about it, if I had one thing to tell anybody, two things. Be yourself and be different.
Yeah.
You gotta bring something to the table that isn't the same that everybody else is bringing to the table. Because the first person that hits it knows that they can get it in 10 other places are going to skip right past it.
Yeah.
And that's why my stuff is so different compared. I mean, the rare tower stream, where has anybody seen that before?
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
and it just kind of happened. It was crazy.
And it is personality driven. Like I've seen a lot of people that are just like, hi, we're just going through this.
Right.
Hi, like
gonna crack
I love magic and hi. And it's like, okay, but like what else do you bring to the table? Like you gotta, and you and I both, what people might not know is we have a background in radio. So we kind of understand the art of teasing and promotion and a little bit more than maybe some others might not. But you said you had a story about radio. Before we get into your game, I want to know this radio story because we're gonna have to geek out a minute here.
All right. So the one thing, I'd never been to radio school, never did anything in college, none of that stuff regarding radio. I had a buddy, and we're going to get into an aspect that's going to be a little bit challenging for some people. I grew up in religion all my life as a Christian, and I loved Christian music. So when I went to Pennsylvania to live with my real dad for a little while to finish up school up there, I heard a radio program and I listened to it religiously, basically. And I loved it because I'm into hard rock, metal, and I like a lot of pop and rock. And I can't get into the really hard stuff.
Big hair.
When I'm talking hard, like the screamo kind of stuff, I can't get into that. So I started listening to this program and calling in and saying, hey, you got this song? And they're like, no, we don't have that one yet. Hey, you got this? No, we don't have that one yet. So
you were that guy.
I was that guy.
You were that guy.
Yeah. They had a lot of stuff, but every time I call in, I said, oh, this is a cool song playing. Oh, we don't have it. So they finally told me after about the 10th time of calling and kind of figuring out who I was, bullying them basically. They said, hey, you know, listen, you're asking us all this information about all these songs and we don't have them. Why don't you bring your stuff to our location? And then we can collaborate and you can, and they said this on the air. They're like, hey man, so I called them up and I said, man, that is a fantastic idea. So I've always wanted to be in a band. I wanted to be a drummer. Okay. And then the next best thing, because I never got into that, I was like, okay, well, maybe I can be an on-air personality. So I went up there, met the guys up there. I was Jim and Lewis. So Jim did the all the actual on-air stuff, and Lewis was the guy who ran a lot of stuff in the background. He was kind of like like you and I are doing now. Yeah. You're the main host, and then I'm the guy, you know, doing the other stuff. So I went up there probably for about a month and a half. I really got to know the guys and everything, and all the people that were surrounding them. They did a program called Exit 89 from 9 p.m. to midnight on Sunday nights. And what it was a one of those radio stations where you would buy a block of time, and then you can put whatever you want on it as long as it's not offensive or anything. Yeah. So they bought a block of time every week from 9 to midnight and did this Exit 89 Christian metal program. So I took my stuff up there. We kind of collaborated, expanded the library so that we had more music and all that stuff. And it started to grow. And one day Jim said, hey, listen, I am going to have to be out of town one day. And Lewis doesn't want to be on the man on the mic. What would you think about doing it? And I was like, oh, here it comes. Yes. Oh, so I ended up doing it, and it was awesome. Okay, so here's where the story actually starts. I got two stories. All right. This one is the end of my career story.
Oh boy. Okay.
So I did it one time, and we went up there, and we had so many people up there partying with us. Just, we're as Christians, we're not partying, drinking or anything. But we did a countdown at the end of the program where we were doing 10, 9, 8 and people called in and complained for some reason. And when they called in and complained, it was crazy because the owner of the station said, hey, listen, we've got a slot on Sunday mornings that we need somebody to fill. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. It's going to stretch out into my future. I mean, even if it is just playing gospel music for, 60, 70, 80-year-old people at the time.
Yeah.
And he said that's what it was geared toward. But I had to miss church at the time, and I was a little, struck between the two. So every once in a while, I would go in and do it. And apparently, for some reason, it seemed like I was playing the same stuff over and over and over. And I got complaints called on me, and that got me fired from the station. So I was like, are you serious? You couldn't do the big countdown party, close up shop, and all the fun we were having. But because I repeated a couple of songs, you had to get rid of it. And that's cool. It's okay. It was a learning experience, and it was awesome. We used to use cartridges. We'd pull out a plug. We'd do a PSA. We'd pull out a PSA. We'd plug in another one. Yeah. I mean, it was the 80s, so everything was low tech compared to today. Today, you can line up 10 or 12 or 15 things in a row, let it play, and not even be at the mic. Yeah.
I mean, so what people don't know is, TWIDDLER and I were talking before we actually started recording this, and we were like, well, we could do a live version of this, but why would you do it live when you can record it and edit everything to perfection? And that's exactly what radio does in today's world. Yep. They have everything.
If I get long-winded, you can cut me out. Listen, I got another story. You got to let me tell the big story.
Yeah.
I was telling you about earlier. But go ahead.
This entire thing's going to be edited out. I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. All right, cool. So let me tell you about this one story. This is crazy because you're talking about me, a Christian guy, going up doing a Christian radio program at a place, blah, 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 so forth. So I met a girl back in the day. And I know, a couple of things rolling in motion here. I met a girl. And I had just bought a car. It was a souped up Pontiac Silver. I want to say it was a Silverbird. I can't remember if it was a
Firebird.
Firebird. No, it was a Pontiac Sunbird. the Sunbird back in the day. So there was a guy I used to work with at a hoagie shop. That was my main job back because I was 17, 18 years old. Yeah. I worked at Mike Schmidt's Philadelphia Hoagies in Philadelphia. And the guy worked with me and he was going to jail. So he said, listen, I'm going to jail. I have a car. I need to get rid of it because I need the money. Do you want to buy it? So I said, sure, I'll go ahead and buy it. He had just fixed it up, souped it up and everything. So it was a lot more power than I should have under my control.
Yeah.
So I bought the car from him, and I bought it on Friday, and I had to go in to do the radio program on Saturday or Sunday night. So Friday, Saturday, I was kind of rolling around, learning the vehicle and all that stuff, doing some things I probably shouldn't be doing donuts in open parking lots.
And how old were you?
At the time I was 18 because it's 89. So thanks for exposing me.
Yeah. Making sure.
All right. So we go. I told the guy that I'm going to go and take it up to the radio station for the night, bring it back, and then we'll talk about all the paperwork and everything, get the license and stuff done. And he was finishing up everything he needed to do before he had to report to jail. So I bought it off of him, gave him the money for it. We did all the stuff, and I went and I invited this female that I had, I guess I was dating back in the time, up to the radio station. So she said, well, why don't you come pick me up? I'm in Allentown. We can shoot over to Jersey and go to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, do your thing. You can bring me home. So I said, okay. So I went up, got her, went back. The worst thing I could have ever done is try to impress a girl inside a car that had a lot of power. Because when I left, it was a little wet outside. Of course, I had this power, so I wanted to speed burn and do all this stuff and accelerate and all that. Well, I'm in a little rural community, and after doing all these things, the cop pulled me over for excessive speed and doing burnouts. So he's
probably enjoying watching all of this, and then pulls you over.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious.
So I was doing about 55 and a 35 back roads, all up there at the time of the 80s, all dark. So I had my brights on. I was doing all this stuff. Impressing her wasn't impressive when I got pulled over. Yeah. So here's the problem. The only thing that I had legal on me was my driver's license. I had no insurance. There was no plate. I had no, let's see, what was it? No registration for the plate, no registration, no title purchase, no title, none of that stuff up there. There's a lot of things that you have to have.
So not only did the guy that you bought the car from go to jail, but you ended up in jail. Almost. That's what makes the story so great. So I was taken to the little local holding facility before you're transferred to jail. Yeah.
And I had just bought this car. I had just turned 18, and it was like in a little single wide 20-foot trailer. And then they would process you, and then they would take you down to the city. Because everything out there is like townships and stuff. They're really small rural areas, and then you get shipped off to the closest city thing. So the people that I lived with at the time, because what had happened is my parents had moved because of the military, and I stayed back with friends of mine. So I lived with the buddy and his parents. So I was 17, 18 years old. I was, trying to figure out what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So I called them, and they came and picked me up under their recognizance. I had 13 charges against me.
Oh my God.
In total. Yeah. They found everything that they could. They said, listen, if you come back in 30 days or however long it was back in the time, and you have everything done for this car, if you have the registration done, you have your license, all that stuff, because they had suspended it at that time because of that. Get everything straightened out. You present it all to the guy, the judge in court, and all you'll have to pay is court fees. Lo and behold, about $500 later, back in the 80s, everything was good.
That does not motivate you. I don't know.
No,
what will,
Needless to say, that was the last date I ever had with that girl. So. And we had been going out for a couple of months.
So where did she? Did the cop take her back to her place, or what happened?
No. The buddy that I stayed with and his parents both came up in their vehicles. So my buddy and I drove her home, and I was released into the recognizance of the parents. So they came up, signed the paperwork, and left. We took her home. I went back. Hey,
you got like a jungle.
God, I got that dog and cat are fighting with each other back there because they want the bed. I got a little dog bed behind me. in here. I'm gonna have to move it.
Too. And the cat clearly won. I mean, the cat must wear
because the dog's walking off. So
yeah.
walking off, buddy. Yeah. There's. I don't think you can see the cat's down in the corner. But anyways, so that's my story. I didn't go to jail. I had 13 of these citations against me. Scared as an 18-year-old, I'm going to jail for 20 years, so on and so forth. And
you could have been a felon, my friend.
Woo, I could have been a felon. Man, I'm gelling like a felon.
What crazy. The thin threads of the world that ties everything together. Now, okay, so car story is awesome. I love it. That's hilarious. Now, what a lot of people don't realize, and to kind of loop this whole thing back into Magic, is there's a lot of interwoven Christianity within Magic, which I don't think a lot of people really truly understand. But I myself am a Christian, and it's really interesting to see these like little tiny threads. And there's all sorts of cultural things like Buddhism and Judaism like linked in as well. But it's really fascinating. The game itself brings so many different worlds together. But that's neither here nor there for what we're about to talk about. So let's get into why people might be interested in the Twiddler's Place mystery pool game. Give us, okay, so I've been through this kind of with you from like the trenches, so I know, but people might not know like what your impetus was. Obviously you kind of told us before, but like how did the game evolve from where you initially saw it to where it is now? And then give us a brief description of where it is now first, so that we know.
All right. So as most people know that have already played the game, it's gone through a few different iterations. I've had 4 of them so far, going on 5, and it's changed almost every time to become better. And for every change that I've made, it's gotten better. And I think we finally hit the nail on the head. So in the beginning, it was basically, I don't know what I'm doing. Let me throw this together as similar to the one that I had seen in the Pokemon world as I possibly could and see how it goes.
Now, I have to interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
When you say better, I think people might get confused. The game is better because it benefits more people in a manner that they actually get rewarded better,
more people get rewarded.
Right. And so that in itself is the term better. So
right.
Don't misunderstand Twiddler's words, where if you say better, it's not like, yes, I'm making profit. Like, trust me.
Right. No. Yeah. No, not for me. Because not for me at all.
Exactly. Like
basically, I because I had these cards shoved under the bed for so long, I've got 60 to 100,000 cards that I've been able to pull out and put into this game. Well, not all of those, obviously, but from that 60 or 100,000, I've been able to pick out all the ones that had a little bit of value that would give somebody value in their hand rather than it being a bunch of garbage in their hands. You know, there's a bunch of penny cards that you can have, a bunch of penny rares even. And I've got, look, I got to show you. When I first started, I'll show you this real quick.
While you're grabbing that, I would just want to plug on Pat the Popper's channel, him and Bob do a Saturday night conversation, and I will link that up here as well. However, if you haven't checked it out, one of the previous Saturdays, Saturday, February 12th, they actually got into the whole like bulk rare discussion about how it's like really kind of frustrating as a player that you collect all this just junk, you know. And it's like, so if you haven't checked it out, go check them out, because those are good guys too, and they bring up that whole discussion of kind of what you're about to talk about, which is going through your rares. Yeah.
So there's a couple of things. First of all, to go off of what you were saying, you know, I understand, and I was there for that conversation as well, and I totally understand where they're coming from. However, one of the things that I see in the bulk rare thing, and I realize it's because it's already done, it's done. I mean, 30 years of Magic almost. There's a crap ton of bulk rares out there. It is what it is. Moving forward, they could make changes if they wanted to, but since they probably are not, and that would cut into their profit, having nothing but valuable cards in every pack, because that's the whole point. The whole point is to put in stuff that isn't as valuable, so it could take more packs to find the stuff that is valuable, or they wouldn't make any money.
They didn't
So
make
totally
1 billion in 2021.
I know, it's crazy.
Not selling,
That's crazy. But you know what? That just goes to show the strength of the game itself.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's phenomenal. I don't remember hearing where they made in 94, 95, 96, where they made 100 million. Of course, everything wasn't much cheaper back then. I still paid $3 for a pack.
Yeah.
Now it's $4 for a pack almost 30 years later. That's awesome that the prices have held.
And as a comparison, Supercell, who I used to actually do content creation with, took 5 years to hit the 1 billion mark in a digital game. So if you compare that, like, I mean, you can see like how powerful this game really is, right? So anyway, so back to your point.
All right. I just wanted to throw that in there as my thoughts on that. So back to the my story, I guess, on how I evolved the game or even came to the conclusion of doing the game. What I thought to myself one day was, you know, I've got all this stuff. Let me put it all together and see what I can do similar to other people, because I'm a guy who likes to be out there. You know, I like talking. I love talking. That's my.
I never would have guessed.
That's my main thing. I love talking. Sometimes it's a bad thing, but in this case, it's a good thing.
I'm gonna like 2 times speed the actual like video speed so that we have like this like really fast talk, but like it's still an hour conversation.
All right, so I'm going to make this short, sweet, and simple. This is a box with about 2,500 rares right here. All right, I decided when I was about 3 weeks old to throw everything together, all of my rares in a big, huge, tall stack.
And
I called it. I called it. When my idea was 8 weeks old. You just might have to fast forward through all this.
It is golden, though. I love it. I think people are really going to be entertained.
They might be. So anyways.
At least I am.
We are. We both are.
Right?
So here's 2,500 rares. All right. These 2,500 are the original 2,500 that I threw into what I call now the Rare Tower. So I started a program called the Rare Tower, and I did a couple of shows before you encouraged me to start my game.
Shameless plug. Sunday nights.
Sunday nights, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go through 50 to 60 rare cards and scan them. Anything over $1 goes into the mystery pool game. Now, not to let people think, oh God, there's a whole bunch of dollar cards in the game. The dollar cards are put aside for buy-ins. Everything above $1.50 is what actually goes into the game. So everything that you get has a decent amount of value.
And I just want to hop in real quick because I've obviously joined a whole bunch of those, and you'll pull like a $5 card, you'll pull a $4 card, you'll pull a $2 card, you'll pull 30-cent card, you'll pull a 30-cent card, you'll pull a $45 card. I mean, it's not just like, and it's random. And that's like the really cool thing is like, you're seeing what's going to go into the game that you can pull, which is really cool. And you know that you're not getting just the rubbish. Garbage.
But yeah, rubbish is good. Rubbish. There you go, rubbish. So anyways, that's my first 2,500 cards, because the first few shows that I did like 300 cards. And I was like, holy crap, I'm going through these too fast. I can't make shows out of them if I go through them. Because that's the whole point, is to do shows and to be entertaining for people.
Yeah.
And I've got people that show up just to see the random cards that I'm going to draw. So a lot of people might also misconstrue, hey, this guy's just throwing cards together, probably putting them in order to make them look good, blah, 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 so on and so forth. Listen, the only thing I can tell you is I've got about 1,400 cards left over from that original 2,500, along with stuff that people are donating. Anything that I crack open that's a rare, I don't even scan it. I put it right into there. I mix it all in. It's all mixed up. I mean, it's all from 10, 15, 20 years and recent stuff. Exactly. All mixed in there. So I don't know. I don't even have a clue as to what's in there. But that's the fun for me too. When I hit a $60 card in that pile, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Exactly. I mean, so, and going back to that, because I think what people might not know, so you and I started probably around the same time in 93, 94ish when Alpha Beta kind of were starting up, and then maybe even Revised Unlimited kind of time frame.
I came in right after Revised, right as Fallen Empires was released. So Fallen Empires for me was like, heck yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
But as time moved on and 4th edition was released and all that stuff, we started to go, oh, these cards aren't so great back in the
day. Yeah, but it's still a fun set. But you
absolutely
used to play. But now you and I are pretty similar where we collect more than we play. Whereas like if you wanted to play, you could probably put together a deck and get spanked. But
as many cards as I've got, I could definitely put together a deck. It'd take me a while because I'd have to sift through all the cards.
Oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. But it is fun. It's like the collecting aspect, I think, for not that we're older, but we are older compared to most people. And we would actually, you know, just enjoy the collecting aspect because it does have a nostalgic throwback, but it also has intrinsic value, you know. And I'm just trying to think, like, you know, I had a card in here. I had my Solitude somewhere over here, but yeah, I mean, like just like a little, you know, piece of paper that makes you happy, you know. It's kind of cool just to have that like little joy, you know, kind of hit home. But
we call it cardboard crack.
Yeah, no kidding. It really is, man. It really is. But like, okay, so people can watch the Rare Tower game on Sunday nights, and then what happens next?
All right, so what we do is we take all those cards, I put some value on them, and I scan them so people actually see the value of the card. I mean, it's not just, hey, this is $50 or decide, hey, because anybody could look up a card and go, that's really not that. If I scan it and you see it right away, you know that there's value to that card that's being added. So up here, I have a whole bunch of boxes all along here that are all the values, the different values of the card game. So I can pull them and build a game. I usually build a game consisting of around 59 cards and a whole bunch of other types of cards where I give away packs, I give away bundles and all that stuff inside a game called the Magic the Gathering Mystery Card Pull Game on Tuesday nights, 3 days later, or 2 days later, actually. And for $5, you get a draw. I mean, it could be anything. It could be a pack, and that pack could be anything up to a collector edition. So you can get a $25 pack. And for $5, you really can't go wrong if you pull any pack, because most packs are $4 plus tax. You're paying $4.50 for a pack regardless when you go to the store.
Exactly.
So it is what it is. Now, there are also other things included too. So you can win a couple of bundles I throw in each week. Those are $40, $50, depending on the bundle. I just did a gift bundle, a Zendikar gift bundle. Nice. That thing cost me $55. So
yeah, it was
yeah. And then this week, this next couple of weeks, I'm going to be doing some Kamigawa pre-release boxes. Yep. And I'm giving some away on. That's right.
Pre-release is amazing because you get the promo card and the die, and then you get draft boosters. So I mean, you have a win-win for $5 pull. That's crazy.
Yeah. And you know what the really cool thing is? These, I heard some people were paying like $40 for these. I pay $23.99 for each one of mine.
Dang.
I'm hoping they have more left after Tuesday's game, so I can go up and buy a whole bunch more.
Heck yeah.
Even though the next release is going to be next weekend, for the primary release for set.
Yeah.
But I have all that. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things now at the end of the game. Here's where I was talking about making the game better, meaning better for you, the people that are involved. So in the beginning, I used to have a first, second, and third place, where the first place was like maybe $200 worth of stuff. And then second place, which was $100 worth of stuff. And then the third place, which was $50. Well, because there were so many pools in the game, it required too many people to have to buy too much in order to end the game. So I scaled the game back a little bit, and I scaled down the prizes. But in scaling down the prizes, I'm actually sharing more of those prizes with everybody. So instead of there being a first, second, and third place, this last game, there were 13 giveaways.
Yeah.
So 7 people won final prizes, which added to the $5 that they put in for those cards, rather than just 3 people walking away with a buttload of stuff.
So it
involves more people.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. So it started out with like kind of like a chase, right? Like a grand prize.
Yeah, basically.
Kind of Olympic style, first, second, third place wins everything, right?
Yeah.
But then you kind of evolved it over time. And this is after many discussions with many trusted people within the community.
Oh, yeah.
of kind of getting our feedback, not just as the players, but also as like content creators or other trusted people that you were talking with. And like
Correct.
you evolve the game to where it's actually a little bit more fun for everybody, where they can win more. So you start out with, say, maybe what was it, like 5 prizes, and then it got up to 13 as you went on. So like the more people that played,
Correct.
the more
It
prizes
benefits you to get yourself involved, because every 10 pulls that are purchased, I add another prize. And what the people really liked is I wasn't just adding maybe a pack, I was also adding a card with value.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, there's maybe a cheap pack like Crimson Vow. And then after that, I would throw in the first real pack when we hit 10, which might be maybe a Midnight Hunt draft booster. Then after that, there's a $5 card. So it has value. You know it has value.
Yep.
After that, there'd be another pack with a little bit more value. After that, another card with a so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So Vanquish the Horde this past
$50
week.
card. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Vanquish the Horde. It was $55 when I gave it away.
Yeah.
That's because double feature is going crazy with the numbers right now. So, but whoever got that, which I can't remember who it was, but whoever got it is going to be able to use that as trade fodder if they don't want, if they don't like double feature. I mean, regardless, there were 13 prizes that were given away, plus 2 bundles.
Yeah.
And
how do you win a bundle?
35. Oh, sorry.
People are going to want to know how you win a bundle.
You pull it. You pull it with a twiddle card.
That's what I was getting at.
Yep. You have to be twiddled. Once you're twiddled, you get a bundle. And then we do a separate stream to open up all the final prizes. Gives me more content. It just, some of we don't want the game to last over 2 hours if possible. We want to really scale it back. Now, granted, as more people join the program or my YouTube and actually chime in and buy buy-ins and all that stuff, which it looks like there are definitely more getting themselves involved, the program may have to grow. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. If I'm doing 200 again, then I'm doing 200. If I'm doing 300, it is what it is. Mrs. Twiddler can take a break and she can go to bed and I will take care of it from there. Hopefully we got everybody's buy-in by then. But I've had to cut back in certain areas, obviously, instead of going through every single card, which I was doing in that beginning 4-hour marathon.
Oh my God.
I now skip through to maybe a lot of people don't even go through the unlimited. The uncommons, but I at least hit the uncommons in the rares. Yeah. And I think I'm going to be doing it a lot faster.
Because there's a few uncommons that are actually pretty pricey in some of the sets. Yeah. So it's kind of makes sense to do that. Now,
and there are a few commons, but you know what?
Yeah, but the few and far in between, somebody's going to be like, hey, and you'll go through the pack, obviously. You'll value out everything before you give it to somebody. So you're not going to just kind of be like, hey, whatever. Now, I want to kind of go through logistics because it is kind of a complex thing when you first get into it because you're not familiar with it. But there are shipping options for you. And then there are $5 pulls. You can actually buy pulls in advance, correct? So you can buy 10 still, or is it unlimited?
It's unlimited now.
Unlimited.
When before it was limited only because we wanted to test the waters and make sure that certain people with deeper pockets than others weren't going to buy 50 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they know the value of the game. They know that what I'm giving away generally is more than what you're paying in.
Absolutely.
Now, granted, some people, it's just luck of the draw. It's just like going out and buying a pack. You don't know if that rare or mythic in there is going to be a 10-cent rare or mythic or if it's going to be the $50 rare.
Yeah. Now,
that's the same premise of this game. You don't know if the card you're going to pull is going to be of value or if it's going to be $1.50.
Exactly. And that was my initial take on the very first stream was what I was trying to get across to people is, look, you can't just do a one-time buy-in. It's like you're going to a roulette table and putting $100 on, the number 3. Well, you have 75 other numbers that are going to hit potentially or whatever the case is, so you have to, it's a law of averages. If you buy in 5, you have a much better shot to have a pack, a chance on the wheel to win a prize, and then you could get a vintage reserve list card, which we haven't even talked about yet.
Oh yeah,
and
that too.
You can hit like big time cards. So if you do an average on 5, honestly, that's what I've been doing. And I love when I get that because it's crazy. You get crazy fun pulls, right? Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
so,
And
okay.
the good thing about pulling 5 too now, which is going to be a permanent thing, is you get an automatic buy-in on all the prizes at the end of the night.
Oh, there you
Even
go.
if you don't pull a buy-in, you get a free buy-in basically. And you're entered. I
And
mean,
the buy-in is going to be what you're considering a wheel spin for a prize at the end
for a
of
prize
the
pool,
night.
correct. The prize pool that builds up that we were just talking about. When you put in a
Perfect.
couple of pack, every 10 you put in a pack or a card, every 10 you put in, and it builds up over time.
So
And
you have
obviously,
a
go ahead.
vintage reserve list box that you pull
Yep.
from as well.
Yep.
And you can win those cards too. And you
Yep.
get that when you pull a card, it will say vintage reserve list. And then you'll
I put it on the back so everybody knows too.
Yep.
So, and
That's
I put
awesome.
values on the backs of all my cards so that most people can at least get an idea. Now, they're obviously, I may scan it at $1.50 now, and it could be $2 later. I might scan it at $3 now, and it could drop to $2. But it's just the way
That's
that
a
it is.
fluctuation.
You know, it's again, it's luck of the draw. So,
Right.
yes, I have 400 cards that are reserve list and vintage. It's a mix. So some of the vintage cards are not reserve list, some are. And I throw in an alpha and a beta in every game. So there's a chance, and we've already had somebody pull that beta.
Yeah.
So, and I'll throw another beta in since that one's already been pulled. So there's always an alpha card and a beta card. So
That's cool.
anytime, yeah. So, and that card was worth almost $10. So
I was going to say, because they're usually $10 starting.
yeah. And that was the cheap card, right? He got the cheap card. So
exactly.
I had an alpha in there worth $40, and then I had a beta in there worth 10, and he pulled the beta.
That's
so
great.
But I also have, a couple of times you guys have seen, I've put in some reserve list cards that are $50 and $60 in there too. Now, granted, they are harder to pull. I have 400 cards in that box, and as I get more of this, that it's growing, because everything that I own that is reserve list and that is the classic cards, all the vintage cards, all goes in a box so that everybody has the only thing that doesn't go in there is more than one alpha and beta. But all my unlimiteds, all my revised, all my dark, Arabian Nights, all that stuff. Awesome. There's a lot of value.
Yeah. Now, you have a chase card that you're potentially getting, and this could spike a lot of people's interest in buying in at some point. Now, what is that?
And it has, but again, with the release of Kamigawa, I took a lot of that money that I had put aside and invested it in 12 collector boxes.
Oh, wow.
So
now you guys know in Kamigawa, there's a chase card only in the collector boxes. And those collector boxes are now at 200, and it's not even release weekend.
Yeah. And I lucked out and bought them at 182 each. So
yeah. I mean, and it is pretty crazy. The chase card that is in there, I actually ended up pulling one. It's not a neon one, it's just the normal foil.
Which one did you get?
It's just the soft foil one. It's the chase card. I forget the name. It's like Hiroshima, whatever.
Oh, the big one.
There's the neon yellow, which is the store exclusive, which is insane value right now. It's
neon red is $277.
The red, the red is the hardest to find.
Yeah.
Then it goes to the green and then the blue.
Oh, look at this.
I got the showcase foil, which is a nice, cool $12. So
okay,
I'll take that.
So the neon red is listed at $600 online.
Yeah, because it's so rare. And
277 must be an average of all the lists.
You can win it in a collector box.
Crazy.
Which you have.
One guy got one listed. That's it so far.
Yeah, because I mean, I've literally not even seen them pulled at all. Like the neon.
I'm curious. I'm watching the stream that somebody puts up that pulls one.
Yeah.
So when you guys find out, drop it down below in the comments and let us know.
Yeah.
Man, that would be awesome. I would love to see that stream. It's almost like pulling a Black Lotus.
Oh my God. Right. So speaking of the Black Lotus, we were kind of going down that road.
Yep.
You kind of dropped some money into Kamigawa, but okay, that's cool. So
right. And I'm saving up money for it's a collector's edition. It's not international. It is US based Black Lotus, which I'm going to somehow incorporate into the game. I think that there's going to be a chance pot with like 1,000 cards or something in it that one person will get one opportunity to pull each game. There'll be a card in there for one pull out of that to see if they get the Black Lotus. And that will be done at the end of the game or somewhere randomly throughout the game. I don't want to say at the end of the game because people might only tune in at the end of the game. So
Yeah.
Somewhere along the lines, I'm going to announce that I'm doing it. Everybody can hop on and all that stuff and take a look. But I haven't really gotten it all. I'm really I got 5 or 6 ideas on what I want to do.
I was going to say, there's so many cool things you could do with that card.
Yeah. And I might try different games, different style games on different nights and whatnot.
Yeah.
Because I've got round robin drafts coming up and all kinds of other. I am going to end up being the game master someday. All kinds of crazy games nobody's ever seen.
All right, so that you could do, like you said, a ton of things with that Black Lotus card, but there's other really cool games that you kind of had in the back of your mind. What other games could potentially be up Twiddler's Place's sleeve?
So what I'm trying to put together now is strictly a pack pull game. You can tune into a lot of these other channels and see people just selling packs, ripping packs that they want, all that stuff. There's a lot of people out there that love the mystery behind what they may or may not pull. So my thought and my process is I want to put together a pull game that's $10 per pull. You'll get 2 packs. So you pay $10. I pull 2 random packs out with a dice roll. Those 2 packs are your packs. I bust them open and give them to you. But inside those packs also are going to be Kamigawa collectors. There's going to be all kinds of other collectors. I'm going to put some more of the high dollar packs that I have in there. I don't know yet if I'm going to put something in there like I have a Mirage pack. I have the Dark pack. I have a lot of packs that are worth well over $100 and all, but I want to see how the game goes first. And so that's going to be my next introduction. And those are probably going to be done on Friday nights. So if there's popularity in both games, I'll run both games. If not, maybe I'll start doing an alternate. Maybe I'll do the game on Tuesday, and then I'll do the pack game the next Tuesday, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But people are really starting to enjoy what we've done and turned the mystery card pull game into. So I think that's right now. I mean, that's my draw right now.
I think that's
I don't want to abandon.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like, and you never know. You might throw in a crazy cool pack into the mystery pull game. I mean, there have been some really cool. I mean, you put double feature in there, which are $10 packs, and people have hit some pretty sweet.
Yeah, absolutely. From that. Absolutely. I mean, I'm definitely throwing collectors in. I've got jump starts in there. I've got Commander Legends in there. And for $10, you could pull a Commander Legends and a collector pack. I mean, for $10, you just hit $35 worth of packs.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. There's no prizes, no nothing. It's just, hey, random packs, play it until we end, and boom, there we go.
Yeah.
So I want to put the element of surprise in there. And a lot of people are loving the element of surprise because it's different from what everybody else is doing.
It is. Cool.
So that's my thing, is the element of surprise.
Yeah. And I mean, look, like you might make your money back, but that's the same with a pack opening, right? Like buy a pack on any store or on any channel, and you might pay $20 for it, and the value might only be $5. But you can pull $5 or put $25 into your game and get a pack that could have a spice. You could have, like a couple cards that are worth. So the value is, I feel there's a little bit more intrigue and value into the game, the mystery pull game, than just buying a random pack at the store, So
yeah, absolutely. And here, if you want me to show, I fired up my other camera. Let me see if I can switch it over real quick. So there's my mystery pack pulls right there. So everything goes into here, gets shuffled up and thrown in. I take about 200 packs, shuffle them all up, throw them all in here, drop them in, and then we pull a pack from the bottom. Depending on what the die roll is, I roll a 6-sided die, and then it all comes from the bottom here. And that's the intrigue behind something like that. I've heard lots and lots of positive stuff on people wanting to do something like that. So I think that would be really cool. And again, for $10, 2 packs. You can't go wrong. Sorry. You can't go wrong.
Self promo.
Hit the wrong button. I was trying to switch over. So, but you can't go wrong. $10 for 2 packs.
Yeah.
I'm not making anything. You guys are pulling high value card. I mean, look, the set boosters for Kamigawa are going for over $5. I'm putting 9 of those in this week's game.
Yeah.
And I'm putting a stack. I opened up a whole ton of the packs, the pre-release packs, so I could throw all these into Tuesday's games.
Nice.
So there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff that people can pull.
That's cool.
So yeah. So I mean, if you're excited about pulling this new stuff and all, tune in.
Yeah.
I mean, and here again, like you said, this may be on later. This might be on before. I don't know if it'll be on by Tuesday or not, but regardless of whether it is or not, every week it's going to be in there.
I was going to say, it doesn't matter what Saturday this airs, because the next Tuesday,
That's
you're
right.
still going to have those packs in there. And
That's right.
Get shuffled with other packs, and you might find a good deal on Modern Horizons 1, and you might throw a couple of those in, or you might find
Modern Horizons 2 are in there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I've seen some crazy
Hour of Devastation. Those are going for $10 now.
Yeah.
Commander Legends going for $10.
Yeah.
So they're all in there. Now, granted, there's not 50 of them in there.
Right.
It's luck of the draw. I have to be able to break even somehow. So there's a mix of good stuff in there. Plus, I'm going to be putting in the Kamigawa collector packs too when I get those in. So
yeah, that will be crazy fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Especially. Yeah. Well, is there anything else that you in particular wanted to, mention about the game, or, what might be on your mind?
Well, as we've discussed on several occasions, I'm no longer a player. I am more of a collector / giver. I call myself a giver because everything that I have is up for somebody else to take. But I get so much in because you guys have been so awesome as content creators and supporters that I get a ton of stuff in that I'm able to throw in and give away. Do I make any money? Not really. I mean, it's not in my opinion, at least right now, it's not about making money. It's more about providing something for you guys. Yes, I make a couple of bucks, but it's not a lot. But I have to make a couple of bucks to replenish what I'm giving to you guys. So.
Exactly. It's to make the game better, essentially. Yeah. And I've seen.
And I don't want anybody to think that I'm in this to make a crap ton of money. I mean, I'll be honest with you. At first, when I put this together, I was like, dang, I can make $3,000 a week doing what this other guy does. It's not that way. Well, it really isn't that way. You find out that there's more of a love and a passion for it than you do making money for it.
And it's really about the community as a whole. And
Absolutely.
I mean, as you and I have discussed, it's all about making sure the people feel loved. And that's really, where it starts. And there's that core group. And then, as you start to gain a crazy big audience, I mean, I look at people like Kraken Pax and, Joey Moss and all these crazy, the Professor and Rudy, these people have these crazy followings. And at that point, that's where it starts to grow. And I do have to throw this in here. Congrats on 100 subs. That's huge. I know that was a big milestone for you as a content creator. It is one of the most enjoyable moments. And then when you get your 1,000, that is going to be another insane moment.
I'm at 128 as we speak. So people are still now you did a giveaway for me. Or you didn't actually do a giveaway. You are chipping into a giveaway for people to know about. We got 2 giveaways going on. Until Saturday, I think it's Saturday. It's September 20th, whatever day that is. I think it's a Sunday, actually. I'm doing a giveaway. I'm doing 2 giveaways, and 570 MTG is doing 1 giveaway. So there's a lot going on that you guys can participate in, and it would be of your advantage to take part in it.
Exactly. If you guys haven't subbed, go sub in the link below, because
sub to my location and sub to my YouTube and sub to 570 MTG's YouTube.
Yeah, Luke,
because there's 2 giveaways going on specifically for me. The first one is 570 MTG. If we can get me up to 200 subs by Saturday, February 20th, Feldy is going to throw in a random bundle of some kind.
So there's 3.
Right. Along with some packs that I've sent 570, some packs that 570 is going to be putting in, and I think a foil demonic tutor from Ryan Watt.
Holy
So
smokes.
yeah, if you go see Ryan, go look at the actual post on 570 MTG on Facebook. There is a giveaway specific to all this stuff.
We'll link that specifically.
Oh yeah. It's like hundreds of dollars worth of stuff. He's in a drive to try and boost me to 200. Yeah. And so are you. So that is awesome. That is the first. That's the major giveaway. Now there's 2 other giveables that are really easy, and I'll pull the prizes out for those real quick.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't come prepped with my bundles here, but
no, you're good. You're good. Your bundle's Kamigawa. A random bundle anyway. So so I've got a couple of things that I've got going on. I've got a 100 subscriber giveaway, but anybody that subscribes to me publicly by February 20th around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because I have to have time to set up the wheel and everything, you will be included in a drawing, as long as I can see your name publicly, for that's right. for a Zendikar Rising gift bundle.
Holy smokes.
And a Kamigawa pre-release. That's just awesome. For being a subscriber. I will mail this to you. No worries.
That is awesome.
Yep. But I'm going to be busting them open. So they will be mailed. These will be busted open just like everything else on the channel.
Okay. I was going to say, or, you'll bust it open on the stream and then mail the goodies inside.
That night I'll bust these open. Whoever wins, I'll put them in a pack and I'll have them out by Tuesday. So
nice.
We'll do that. And then the other one is, if you go and subscribe to 570 MTG, take a snapshot of your actual subscription and then post that on my Facebook page, or email it to me at twiddlersplace@gmail.com so I can confirm that you've done it. You will automatically be entered in for a
email up here.
You will automatically be entered in for another prize pack, which is another Kamigawa pre-release, a double feature, and a Commander Legends.
Wow.
Plus 570 MTG is sending me 3 to 4 packs and some hot cards to go with that as well.
That is insane.
So we're talking well over $100 for each one, and it's free.
Yeah.
You don't pay shipping or nothing. We send it to you.
That is bananas. Go create like 5 accounts, everybody, and subscribe. And
I don't care what you do.
I mean, for real.
That's right.
Like, it's pretty crazy, like just the generosity within the community. So it's really awesome. It's exciting to see your channel grow. Like, honestly, you'll snowball and you'll get to that momentum and get that going now.
That is awesome. And that's what I was thinking of. One of the things when you start doing this, you have to actually sit back and really think, what's my content going to be? How am I going to bring value to people that want to continue to, and what I do, it's not for everybody. Yeah. Some people just get annoyed by my voice and how much I talk. So, and that is what it is.
It is what it is, man. You aren't for everybody. It's just like Amazon rating. It's a 1 or 5 star.
And it's free stuff. So, why not subscribe and get free stuff? And hopefully in the future, as I grow, I'm going to be giving away maybe, a bundle a month, or cracking open a box and doing battles and stuff like that. But as I grow, we'll figure that out. So, for right now, I mean, February is the month of love, baby, and we're giving all kinds of stuff away.
It's been crazy. It's been awesome watching it. It's been awesome participating in it, and it's been really cool to see the community kind of being like, hey, this is something unique, really cool, really fascinating stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a ton of fun. Come hang out on either Sunday nights or Tuesday nights with TWIDDLER. You'll see yours truly there most of the time. I do have a family, so sometimes I have concerts that pop up or stuff, but I usually am there.
We're both that way, buddy. We got lots of stuff going on. So
pop in.
Life comes first.
Yeah.
And then entertainment. So
exactly.
You got to balance it. And
you do. But I know it's been, what is it? It's been crazy amounts of time that we've been sitting here chatting and shooting the shit. So
edit this hour down to 20 minutes would be good.
I know. Yeah. I literally, I might, just for fun for us, do a
preview
video
promo of the,
and just see how much it actually can fit in with like no edits or anything. Just
Okay,
like
cool. Straight
it'd
through.
be really funny. All right, my friend. Well, thanks so much for joining me here on the Community Quips part of my channel, MTG Obsession,
Listen,
where
thank you for having me on, man. I really appreciate it.
absolutely, my friend.
Without you, without 570 MTG, without a lot of the people who have really backed me up and supported me, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that's awesome. It just, there's a lot, like you said, I agree totally. There is a lot of generosity in this, in this realm, I guess you could say, of content creators and subscribers. I mean, there's so much out there. There's a lot of people that don't want to create the content, but they want to be involved.
Yeah.
And when they get involved with your stuff, it's the greatest feeling in the world. When you look over and you see, man, that guy's actually subscribing to me.
Yep.
And they're here when I stream. That is freaking awesome. And,
it is,
and that's what it's all about.
It's really cool. And like the community as a whole, a lot of people know ups and downs the past year.
Absolutely.
But man, it has been crazy. It has been a lot of fun. It's been awesome. We really appreciate you and all you bring to the community too. So you guys check out TWIDDLER on Sunday nights at 8:30 Eastern and Tuesday for the mystery pool game. If you want to buy buy-ins right now, there's going to be the information down below. You guys can see all the links, all the content that we've talked about. Go support all the content creators, all the awesome people that have put that together for us. And obviously yours truly over here, Mr. TWIDDLER, go check him out. We do appreciate you so much, brother. We will see you guys Sunday, tomorrow. And if you're watching this at a different time, then obviously not tomorrow, but and then Tuesday nights for the game poll. Until next time, guys, Feldy.
Thank you for coming to our show, and good night.